everybody. It's Friday night, and it's hotter than heck here in Raleigh. And I want to start with a story about this sign. You know that I named my channel Rook's Recipes, and I did that because my dad had a company back in the mid-90s that he called Rook's Recipes. It was a food company. And I helped him with it for a while. So to pay homage to my dad, I named my channel Rook's Recipes. It's kind of a throwback, and he got a kick out of it. Well, after a couple episodes, my mom started thinking, and she said, you know what, I think there's a sign around here somewhere. My mom dug it out, and she put it in a roll-up envelope, not an envelope, a mailing tube, and sent it to me. And when I opened it, I was just, it was so cool. So now I have signage. So, you know, every little thing helps. Probably the first 5 times I made ribs, I screwed them up. I think the first time I made ribs that everybody loved and everybody thought were perfect was the recipe that I used out of this book, The New Basics. These ladies started out with the Silver Palette cookbook, which is one of the most successful cookbooks probably of the 1980s. And then they came out with this kind of a magnum opus of The New Basics. And we have made probably 100 recipes out of here. And one of them is called Jimmy Schmidt's Rattlesnake Ribs. And we're not going to make it exactly the way it's in the book today because we've modified it over time. We've cut some things out, we've added some things in. But the secret of this recipe is to make perfect ribs is to put them in a boil. Some people say you should never boil ribs, but this is a special kind of boil. So these are the things that we're...
Do you want to show the recipe?
Show the recipe. So apparently Jimmy Schmidt
we're just going to go for the...
is the owner or the head chef at the Rattlesnake Club in Denver, or at least he was 25 years ago. And so this is a legit steakhouse that makes ribs this way. So if you're a hater on people who boil ribs, we're going to boil these ribs in a...
We're going to change your mind.
In a witch's brew of deliciousness, okay? Now what's going to go in there are the following. About a cup of red wine vinegar, a can of tomato paste, a tablespoon and a half of powdered garlic. The liquid base is beef broth. You can use actual beef broth. You can buy beef broth in quarts, and you could just use, you know, 1.5 gallons. This is a type of bouillon. We're going to use 3/4 cup, and that'll make about 2 gallons of water turn into beef broth. So that's the way we do it, but you can use liquid beef broth if you want. Ground cumin, about 2 tablespoons. This is, it calls for paprika. I happen to have some hot Hungarian paprika, which is really cool. So I'm going to use that.
That's actually mine.
Is it yours?
That was given to me for my 50th birthday by Mark Binkley. Did you ask me if you could use it?
May I use it?
Yes.
And by the way, Mark Binkley is a great guy. I haven't seen him in way too long. I'm going to have to send this video to him because you gave him a shout out. Mark and Linda. So, tablespoon of salt. This is 4 tablespoons of Tabasco. I always encourage you to... Yeah, I'm putting Sherlock to sleep. Wake up! I always encourage you to, you know, ad lib, right? Let's say you don't have Tabasco. Let's say you've got Cholula. Or let's say you've got some Bojangles Texas Pete. You know, just put in your favorite hot sauce. You know, you can do that. That's no problem. All right. So what else? Honey.
How much honey?
I think it's 1/4 cup. I'll have to look, but I didn't want to put this in another container because it's messy. Tablespoon of cayenne pepper and a tablespoon of ground ginger. So let's go over to the bozo drum. Oh wait, my secret ingredient. I always have to put something in that is not on the recipe. At least one thing. So this is my secret ingredient for today. These are chipotle peppers in adobo sauce. This is a Mexican delight. These are smoked jalapenos in an adobo sauce. We happen to have some left over in the refrigerator that we haven't used, and I'm just going to toss them in there. And it's going to be, I don't even know if I'll taste it when I bite into the ribs, but it's fun to improvise and get rid of things, right, that need to be got rid of.
In the interest of time, we skipped over the addition of all those ingredients into the boil. It's very straightforward.
Don't worry about that. Look at that. Aha. That's just going to be a flavor bomb. Ooh. That is a smoked jalapeno in adobo sauce. Oh boy, that's going to sound kind of good. So I think this is ready for the ribs to be put in, but we're not ready to put them in yet. And what's the best way to buy baby back ribs? Program Observer. Hey, on sale, of course, on sale, and they were on sale. So the hardest part of dealing with ribs is, and this is something I just started to do, so this is optional. This is kind of like maybe a little bit advanced, because we cooked ribs for a long time before I ever did this. But I have been led to understand that this membrane that's on the back of the ribs is not fun to eat. It's not nice to eat. Like our friend in Singapore used to say, it's not nice. So I failed many times to try to actually get it to come off, but now that I've done it a few times, it's become much easier. So if you see how I started that right there, you know, just kind of started it coming off. What I'm going to do is grab it with a paper towel, and every pitmaster, every decent chef in the world does this, grabs that thing with a paper towel and then just tugs on it, and it starts to come off. And you can see it did not come off in one big sheet, but if I keep pulling at it, see what happens here? Whoa, whoa. Renee, I hope you got that. That was extremely well done, if I do say so myself. Now you can see there's just a little bit left here, and you know, it's not going to make all the difference in the world, but again, because this paper towel's, look at that, that's the best I've ever done. Because this paper towel's dry, you get all kinds of tactile force on it, and there it goes, boom. So the bottom line with these things is that you can't chew them up. It's just not, you can't chew it, you can't digest it, so you get them off. Now, you can put these into the pot as whole racks. We might have done that in the past. We don't do that anymore. We cut them into either half or 1/3. It's like, well, what do you want to put on a plate? And also, it's like, you're going to grill this at some point, so how do you want to handle it on the grill? No more than 1/3 of a rack really fits on a plate for the most part. So we cut them into thirds. So, and that's just like boom, boom. This is a very sharp knife. Why? Because I just sharpened it. I don't know why I'm rinsing my hands, because I'm about to touch fork again. I guess I'm a little, what would you call it?
Anal.
Anal retentive, maybe even OCD, right? My friend, Sam the cooking guy, likes to say, all right, here's how this is going to go down. We're going to put these ribs in this boil, and we're going to let them cook for about an hour to an hour and 10 minutes. When they come out, as is always the case with well-cooked ribs, the meat will have started to pull away from the bones. They will be done, okay? Then we'll get ready for the second cook, which is on the grill. And we're going to sear them, and then we're going to apply a barbecue sauce. Now, didn't you tell me you thought I shouldn't talk about like what's going to happen? But I really wanted to say, this is how this is going to go down, because Sam the cooking guy says it. So, okay, but that's enough. All right, so now I'm going to put these in. I'll probably bring it back to kind of a little bit of a boil, and then I'll turn it down so it's just kind of bubbling. And that's, like I said, when they come out, they'll be fully cooked. But we're going to grill them, and we're going to apply a barbecue sauce. All right, we'll see you then.
Stop it.
So here's how you know they're completely done. See how the The bones are starting to sort of pull out of the meat. They are completely done. You could eat them right now. They're not beautiful because they're not charred. We're going to take care of that. Now, here's a side note. We'll use this twice. We will let it cool, and then we'll pour it into gallon jugs, like empty milk jugs, and we'll freeze it. And we'll use it twice because all those, the program observer has mounted the countertop.
Oh, goodness.
Oh, dear.
He knows it's time for the taste test.
My executive producer, we have a staff member who has gone
It's licking the...
off. These stupid ants. I hate them. I really do. Sorry. Sorry, Mike Nix. I hate ants. And sorry, Mike Nix, you don't like pork. You loser. What you think, bud?
There's your taste test.
What you think? Program observer. Oh, it's gone. It's completely gone. He likes it. Hey, Mikey.
All right, good job, man.
This is Casey Masterpiece Original. We love this stuff. And so that's what we're going to use today. And I think the idea is simple is better. So the first thing we're going to do is sear these ribs on the grill. And then as soon as they're seared and they're starting to get a little bit of color, we're going to start putting that on. We're going to turn them, add more sauce, turn them, add more sauce, and then we're going to take them off. One. Nice. And our mission now is to get them charred and sauced without drying them out.
And that's what you want, so that they're falling off the bone when you eat them,
Yes.
and you don't have to wrestle with them.
Yes. I would say 4 minutes, maybe 5. Look at this. Oh my gosh. Okay, look at this. Beautiful. We don't want them to, oh, see that? Again, this is Casey Masterpiece. Comes out of a jar, but it's pretty awesome. And we're gonna do that. And we're just gonna, slop it. I would say slop.
Slop. Look at that, okay? And again, this is all on pretty high heat, so we don't want this to take too long because we don't want these to dry out too much, okay? So what's going to happen is we're going to turn these over, and this barbecue sauce that we're putting on is going to become caramelized and burned, slightly burned, just blackened, I would say. That's my apron says. Okay, so very soon we're going to turn these over. Working over this grill. It's going to be amazing!
Here you go.
The bottom has been cooking. All right, so here's what we're gonna do. See the bottom? I'm just gonna do that because I don't want them to.
Time to paint them again, huh?
Look at that. Yes, we'll paint them again. Look at that. Oh, look at that. Oh my gosh, that's tremendous. Okay.
Oh yeah, oh yeah. What do you think? What do you think?
What do you think, sir?
That's what we thought. Yep. That's a lot of praise.
My intent tonight was to make something simple where you could say, I've never made baby back ribs, but you can make awesome baby back ribs. We have made these for family, for gatherings, and we have got nothing but great plaudits. So here we go. Look at that.
Okay, I have a lot of experience eating ribs, and that's what you want.
Comes off clean.
You want all the meat to just slide off that bone into your mouth.
Those of you who don't like to boil things, this is a different kind of a boil. As you saw, it's full of flavor. It's full of vinegar and tomato and all these seasonings and spices. It's fantastic, and it infuses flavor into the pork. And then you grill it, you put the barbecue sauce on it, and it's just fantastic.
In fact, we've served these ribs to people who don't want the barbecue sauce. They only want to taste it with the boil.
We've served these barbecue
it
ribs
is so good.
to princes and kings. We love you. Thank you for being here. Have a wonderful weekend. Bye. And Tabasco and cumin and oh my
Oh,
God.
it's steaming up the camera.
Oh man.
Getting back off.
Back in the Offenstein.
Oh, that one's for Sherlock. Turn around, yeah.
Ooh, I think this is hot.
Yeah, blow
Woo,
on it.
woo, woo, woo! Are you recording?
Yeah.